we'll just have to see. Before that, we have to see which map we're going to be playing on. So let's look at our bans here in the map. Veto. Let's start it off. Bringing out what Obey has banned. We'll remind you that Border and Oregon are banned up in this matchup. Each one of these two teams has played on one of those maps, which means it won't be played. Remind you that Space Station played Border last week, beating C9, so that's why it's removed. Oregon for Obey Alliance as well. And Villa will be our first ban.
Rats.
There you go. Consulate.
Maybe a bank in there as well. It's a ever banned. There it is. Not a surprise there. But will it be Clubhouse? No, Clubhouse going to stay Coastline going to go.
Boy. I am so excited for this.
All right.
We finally get
Clubhouse.
We finally get to see an NA Clubhouse with Redeemer on the board, with aggressive players as well on both teams. This is definitely a matchup that I want to see, because for a lot of people that haven't really played since Season 7, you'll see, or really from the start of Operation Parabellum, Clubhouse has undergone major changes, which has made it an absolute fantastic beauty of a game to play on that map, because, well, we'll walk you through all the changes once we actually get into the game, but there's big potential now to finally see Cash Room being played, and Bedroom, and not because Vitality is playing, because we're not in EU, this is because those two sites have been completely overhauled. If you watch back to 6th Invitational I had in February, there was a bit of a teaser shown by good friends at Ubisoft, and they showed you that connector room. That connector room is
such a good map
big part of that defense. It's so much better now. But take a look what you guys voted on with our community vote between Space Station and Obey, and I'm not surprised at all to find it very, very close. This might just be our closest community vote yet.
If not, it's close to it.
Very much the case. 60-40. I would have said that as well if Space Station did not have their change to Lycan this time around.
Yeah, that was a bit of a surprise. I thought I'd caught all the changes before we went into this, and they got me too. So hopefully that will be a fantastic surprise where Lycan's just destroying everyone, and we're like, why is this guy a coach right now? But the operator bans are going to be the interesting part for me here. Will we see the old, let's ban Echo against Redeemer? Will we see Habana banned? Because that is something that is anticipated for this map in particular. Both these teams have banned Glaz in their previous matches, so don't be surprised at all to see Glaz yet again.
Here's the thing. This is a map. Okay, so Thermite will be removed first of all.
Well,
I don't think Habana will be banned here. You still need at least one hard destructor. You can kind of forego the Thermite, but at least that's part of the strategy has been removed. Glaz has been taken away. Not surprised at all. We always mention it. Glaz is very, very strong now. If you let him slip, then you might be in for a world of hurt. Might see Mira being banned out here, but we've seen Maestro and Echo be super strong with Space Station on the ban here, which will be their first Valkyrie removed,
I wouldn't say Mira is like the most essential operator on this map, so it may not get the axe.
Here's the thing. Not many would have thought, Valkyrie would be a great operator to ban.
We're seeing a lot of bans of it, surprisingly.
On Clubhouse, like especially, she's not really an operator you would see usually. However, with the changes of the map, Valkyrie cameras have become a lot stronger to play in. You see Mira being banned there at the end. Leaves us with a substantial roster, but also with a potential Maestro, Smoke, and Echo to play in here. And would be surprised, but
this should be a fun match. We are going to start down in Church Arsenal. I'm always interested to see whether or not Cash is going to come up first, because I think there's a lot of teams now starting to think that Cash is potentially the primary, just due to the revamps you were talking about earlier. But, teams know downstairs so well that Church Arsenal is ever the favorite, and there's some new ways to defend it, some new ways to roam on it as well.
There's no way that you're going to be playing, especially on Clubhouse, if you don't have a big anchor like Maestro or Echo.
It surprises me, though, a little bit to see Redeemer go from Blackbeard to Lion, because he's such a good Blackbeard as well.
Well, kind of seen that it really does depend on the way you're going to attack in. And, when you bring the Blackbeard, what you're looking for is to contest Memorial or Moto into your generator room.
But imagine Cash Room, though, or Bedroom with Blackbeard. That's a different story.
That's a completely different story, that's for sure. But there you go. Obey will be setting up as they reinforce one side of the wall. They'll open up the entirety of the rest of it, and that is the first Evil Eye. It reaches all the way through the hallway, and that taser can take down any drone in this entire hall.
I love that because you can see if anyone drops the hatch towards the bomb, you can see a little bit into dirt, you can see a little bit into blue. That is a lot of visibility, not to mention the ability to see a little bit down the long hallway. So that is a heck of an Evil Eye, a very ominous Evil Eye.
I mean, it's not that, you know, complicated of a position, obviously,
no,
but
a nice one.
It's simple yet effective, that's for sure. But
we'll see how much it actually factors in. We haven't seen a lot of zip-zap from the Evil Eyes themselves, mostly just acting as cameras. So it is like an operator with a dedicated 2 bulletproof cameras most of the time, unfortunately. But it does have the ability to look around, unlike a bulletproof camera that can only look straight. So
yeah, but you have to be very careful because if you're not sitting in the correct position, then the Maestro might die, and then you can't change its position. But Rampy will come on in here to breach into the bedroom, and Chala droning in, making sure there's nobody to contest him. You'll see the Capitao in this one, which is a bit of an oddity.
So I guess it is thinking Nade not playing instead of like it. Must have just been a miscommunication there. So that is good to see, I guess. I'm a big fan of Thinking Nade. I think he's been a great player for a long time. So
this is a big part of the changes that we have.
There we
Blue
go.
stairs. So that Adam spot that we saw Season 7,
Poor Adam.
unfortunately, will not exist at all anymore.
In our
the game.
hearts, it will.
And that's for sure. So maybe in a couple of years we'll be talking about it, and only the OGs will remember.
Yeah.
But you'll see where the Evil Eye is set as well in the generator. Shuttle will just walk on into the garage, take down the camera in there, and pushing through that back blue stairs is very important. It's much easier now to pinch without having to pass through, the Necrox, ramping into, the Necrox position. Basically, just ramping into that the one angle you can push in.
I love how much they've looked at the Evil Eyes and just not been able to decide what to do about them because they didn't bring. I mean, they brought a Zofia, but they didn't bring an Ashe as well, and so they just. I don't know. They just look at them. Go, what do I do about that? Well,
Grenade will come in here from Rampy. Hit on Adam. That'll be the first casualty of the matchup. The Jaeger will go down. Chala, though, coming in, peeks in disguise and takes him out. Shuttle spraying in to spot the Maestro. Benji will get down to half health. Bosco as well as get tagged and taken out by Shuttle. Finally, the camera will get removed, but my man comes around from the hallway, grabs 2 kills of the Ella. The Scorpion working well for him. Here is Benji. Will find the angle on a Thinking Nade. Redeemer and Chala last 2 alive with a V308 and the Bearing 9. And Chala will connect the 1, but Benji walking in with the melee, spraying in. Still has 40 rounds in, well, 20 rounds in the drum.
Hopefully he doesn't have to reload because that'll take the rest of the map.
Still can use the Bailiff if need be up close, but Chala, does he hear where he is? He'll hear the diffuser coming off. You gotta go for it here. Chala, what are you doing? Benji will stick it. Pros don't fake, and he goes in for the kill. Finally, Chala getting the kill. Half a second there would have changed everything for Space Station Gaming. Needed to make sure that he was not being baited in for a kill, and a bit too tense of a first round as for anybody that has heart problems right now, you may go for a walk for just a second.
I'm glad
back into it.
Maestro's a big guy, or you might not have even been able to find him there on that angle.
He's well-rounded, to say the least.
Definitely, especially as an operator, managing to survive the whole round. That was a pretty good effort there from Benji, the new guy, as I say, showing up for his round, as well as my man, who we're saying has struggled a little bit in the past, showing up that round as well. So that is a great way to start this off with some good plays from the people that you're not as sure about. My man, though, going to change it up this time. Not going to be playing on Ella. Instead, switching over to Bandit at the last second, but no 6 picks, it looked like, coming out from Redeemer. He's not going to switch from Lion back to Blackbeard, as he knows they're probably going to play Arsenal yet again.
Defenders, protect your bombs from being defused by attackers.
We back down on the church. See the setup coming up here from the Alliance.
It's pretty much the same lineups here coming out. We'll see if those Evil Eyes are as menacing as they were last time. It was definitely, I think, a big factor in slowing down the attack, but once they got that plant down, it definitely did not work out so great for Obey. Hopefully they're going to play a little bit more aggressive in stopping those plant, because this is now a bomb site that supports a lot more roaming. Yet that roaming seemed to get shut down fairly early in terms of at least stopping them from being effective later on. And that's the big excitement for players, right? Is that now you can roam on this bomb site, now you can play off site, but I mean, that's going to be a late roam, because you can still drone the map fairly effectively. The major change in terms of roaming is just those blue stairs, but I think more often than not, the attackers take control of those blue stairs in the former Adam spot you were talking about. And because of that, we're not always seeing the roam potential that we should be seeing from the defenders. And I feel like that's where things like Cash are really coming into their own. Bar, I'm not even sure if we'll see today at the rate Bar's been played in terms of other tournaments, other matches so far.
In general, we usually talk about Bar as that, you know, hey, you finally won Church, but hey, good luck defending this one. Now, Bar is very different than what it was before, especially with that middle connector that's now been come up.
Brand new bathroom.
Yeah, you see the bathroom on the side. It's finally been installed. So there's a lot of things. I mean, it's already been very much used, that's for sure. But you'll see a lot of changes that have been brought up to the map. And all of these combined to make a fantastic bit of Siege.
It's interesting that they went about banning Thermite, and you'd think that's going to be for playing Cash Room. When it comes to attacking downstairs, Thermite not so necessary, because usually it's just all about the hatches. You're still going to do pretty much the same thing for the most part here. Not to mention taking that stock hatch over blue is even more effective now with the stairs. Thermite, on the other hand, you can go into Dirt Tunnel and you can try and pinch a little bit, but nonetheless, when it comes to the actual Cash defenses, opening up the walls with Thermite is very important. So not really seeing the effect of that ban so much just yet. But great nades coming out from Rampy. We saw him get a kill with those before. Not quite this time, but it is going to start to open up that wall potentially. And now, without Thermite, they're still going to do what they can on the church wall. We saw it last time from Chala as well, opening up a lot of sight lines.
Boy,
but the bandit trick, what? Unfortunate, Rampy's nades not enough to stop that happening.
No more X-Kairos to use, but Thinking Nate still finds a kill as Benji will refrag and take him out. The Legion's been removed, but you know what? At this point in time, 7 out of those 8 goo mines have already been set. Nobody contesting the blue stairs. So you'll see a Redeemer falling back to the stock room, looking down to potentially spot somebody rotating back into the armory. And he will drop in himself, using the E1D timing to his advantage. He somehow sprays in to get the kill on Adam, but my man will refrag on a Rampy. It's very important to make sure that the numbers at least are equal between the two teams. My man will get one here as Redeemer will get another one on Benji, but he's so low on health. Chala, yet again on the Habana, will have to deal player on the site, and of course, my man will go down. What a play here. Space Station with the Redeemer so low on health, he'll get spotted. Bosco will get one, but Chala will clutch the round. A headshot of the bearing 9, taking down Bosco as he makes sure to test his control key on his own teammate.
Surprisingly, a similar result to last round.
How does this happen? This is the thing. It shows that even on Church, both teams are very equal in what they have to offer. It's just the execution has been a bit sloppy, I have to say.
Now here is the new thing to watch for here. Cash Room. This is where it gets really interesting. The Church defense was still relatively similar. The attacks weren't too much different than what we'd seen in the past. But Cash Room is a whole different beast, thanks to that room you mentioned earlier, the connector or construction room, as it's called in the game. Between the two, this kind of, I think it's ironic to make it look like it was hastily put in. You know what I mean? Like I feel like Jeremy did it almost as a joke, you know, to put it in like looking like, hey, we just built this. Like literally, we just threw this in. Almost needed to have like half-done paint in the bathroom as well. But either way, it is a fantastic addition to this map, and it really changes up the dynamic. Not to mention the changes to the garage themselves. You used to see when people were trying to defend Cash, they would have to use an impact nade or something to open up a rotate through the wall into Cash. Now they don't have to. They have a window to do that, as well as the stairwell.
You can see it right here. Adam is just jumping through it, and this offers up quite a bit. You have stairs on the side to walk back up if need be. You're reinforcing the garage itself. Of course, it's all about not allowing your opponents to easily take control of the garage, because there are so many angles that you can play from. It can definitely play to your advantage. Rotation holes, of course, you also have that window to play to your advantage. Now, I don't think Obey will play for much of a much of a roam game in this one.
Mostly probably having one roamer that can come around from a few different angles.
Will be more like the stairs or holding off from the blue stairs. Because of the fact that there's the blue stairs now,
Yeah.
of course the main stairs, that allows a roamer that's playing in church to play from below and then rotate from one side or the other. But Adam will be playing the castle here as he's just sitting up on his own, checking out his cameras, making sure there's nobody going for anything too crazy early on. 2 X-Kairos have been expended early on.
Wow.
On that, oh, he's just clicking.
There is a mute, though, so I imagine Benji has jammed those X-Kairos, unfortunately. He's going to keep spamming the button until that mute jammer's gone. Unfortunately.
There is one. Okay,
right.
there you go.
And the Benji playing a spot I was going to mention earlier, that is a very typical spot you'll see now is people playing that corner. It's a very effective corner. You saw an ADS place there as well earlier to try and help keep him alive. And that is one of the main ways you're going to see people try and keep hold of Garage.
Well, the drone holes are very important as well here as Chala will feel up the wall as the second one will shock him for just a bit.
He's just
There's
waiting.
the bandit waiting behind him.
The attack here seems so stalled out and confused right now by the bandit and mute play.
Well, we've seen how each one of those operators really show up, but both of them, more of a European play as well, they definitely shut down all of this sort of more utility-based attack. But Benji in the stock room, and of course can play by blue stairs. Sky's even downstairs on the Jaeger, so they can rotate back up if need be, because now you have 2 stairs to play with, and you're not only limited to the one angle that your opponents will have to watch, which is, you know, coming through that kitchen hallway, if you will.
So many people off site right now. If they can get control of the site and deny a lot of angles, it can work out, but Skies unfortunately gives a lot away without getting a kill, but Adam finishes his kill off.
Rampy here finding himself all on his own. He'll want to sledge the wall, but you know, unfortunately for him, there's a couple players that are waiting for him to do exactly that. He'll look downstairs. As, you know what? We were talking about the stairs. Skies will come back up through the main ones. And Thinking Nade looking through that open Habana hole. Just a spot player in the back, playing behind the utility shuttle on the outside by the window. Gamer will fall back down as Rampy makes his way into CCTV and goes in for a plant instantly here, realizing that they have a bit of a window to play with. The wall is reinforced here in the construction room. A C4 will not hit, but Benji will make it happen here on Rampy to make it a 3v5. It's a lot more difficult to contest the player that's now upstairs in the eastern subroof. They'll spot one in the back, and Thinking Nate will get one. He'll get 2 as they line up for him as Benji and Bosco will go down. The castle will get blown up and shot to bits. They spot one more at the end. His Skies now goes down. On his own is my man. He'll get one, but he barely has any health. He's got to face 2 players here. Tries to peek it, but Shuttle is ready for him with the Zofia.
Oh no!
No, he can stick it. You got to peek this one.
What?
They can't find him. My man will clutch the round. How did they do this from the side? The bandit with no health left. He'll just sit on the bomb and have just the tiniest bit of range to find it, with 2 players just focusing on one angle, tunnel visioned on the one position they thought was the one that he'll be going for. You know what? He can just stick it from behind the bomb. Beautiful play.
That will be a mistake you do not see repeated, but wow, fantastic play by my man there. I love too that Thinking Nate got 3 people from one angle. He barely had to move positions. It was just line up for me, guys. I can see all the way into Garage. Easy peasy 3K. A fantastic round for him. And that's the best Capital play we've seen all day so far. But either way, that was a round that absolutely should have gone in SSG's favor, but just due to a misplay. I mean, they had a great plant. They timed it perfectly. You saw Sledge wait for the Lion. As soon as the Lion went off, the Lion jumped off the ledge. Sledge opened the wall, went for the plant right next to the wall. Great execution, but just not able to hold it, and unfortunate. A little bit of a 6 pick there from Skies. Oh, no, he was going to go with Pulse, but Vigil instead. He has played a lot of Vigil in the past, and I think there's been a decent operator for him, so I'm not terribly surprised here. But yeah, Spacestation Gaming in what should be a 3-1 here did give Obey a little bit of a chance to play catch up. My man, as I said, we were worried about my man and Benji. They were the 2 question marks here on this team.
Yep.
Surprisingly, 9 kills between them. They are doing some work for their team, and I am used to that being Bosco at the top. So I'm impressed with my man and Benji today. They are definitely showing up for the team in a way that they hadn't in the past. I mean, Benji had only played one match in the past and hadn't had much of a chance. But that just goes to show you that some of these shakeups working. I'm a little surprised at Bosco and Skies especially, but even a little bit Adam. I expect a few more kills out of these guys, but we're only on round 4. Definitely plenty of time for it to show up here. So we'll see if it happens. But now that Skies is on Vigil, I'm hoping for a bit more roam play from him. We did see a bit of it last round though as well, and I think it was good. I think they need to play maybe a little bit more aggressive roam on this bomb site though. What they were doing before was not working.
Well, we'll see how Space Station attack this one. Now, we've seen them being a lot more successful when they're pushing in that church. Obviously, they were somewhat successful in the previous round. However, the finisher was not really there, even in a perfect position.
Yeah, that was the no arm, long arm. A lot of drones coming out here just to clear this, but this is, again, typical clearing for this bomb site. They're able to clear out a lot. The bathroom itself offers a little bit more opportunity of hiding places for the defenders, but it's not exactly one where you're going to be like, oh, I'm not going to get droned out here.
There's definitely not a spot that you would see many playing, but oddly enough, we'll see Vigil being played in here and even on the site. We've seen the Ella being played even on the site before by Batman. That was in round 1, I believe, and he got 2 kills off of it, but still, it didn't really amount to a victory. But Shala going through the standard checklist for a Habana, and they'll take down Hatch after the other. And they might not know where the Vigil is positioned downstairs. He's setting up very close to the Jaeger in the
back
armory.
Together. Maybe they're just huddling for warmth. I mean, again,
it has been fairly cold.
They're not roaming very much. I mean, I know it, again, is a late roam sort of thing. You want to use those blue stairs for late roam. But they're picking roam operators to an extent, and they're just all huddling together in sight every single time they're playing this bomb site. It just makes me wonder why they're even bothering with this bomb, the way they're playing it.
As you're saying, it's a late round roam. And the thing is, if they try to do it early on, it kind of forces them to dedicate a lot of utility to that early roam. And, well, if they do it mid-round, well, they're going to have to deal with a Lion. Oh, no. Second Zofia just always is not going through. The lifeline will miss, but finally they'll take out one side. Will this be...
No!
Shala!
Slap his hand.
Gosh darn it. You don't... There's the one that doesn't have any electricity on it. I know.
He doesn't like that one.
Yeah, let's not go it on the one that might get Bandit Trick. Let's just go and throw it on the one that's already Bandit.
My man's just doing just fine when it comes to guarding church wall. Seems to be working out good for him. Benji's Evil Eye, though.
No thinking game! Don't get yourself down! He'll get killed by his own firebolt as Benji finishes Redeemer off. Shuttle with a kill on Skies here. Thinking Nate is still on the floor.
Taking a nap.
Coming on in. He spots one angle, but Bosco is ready for him. Rampy will come in for the kill, but there's 5 seconds left on the point here. Benji will get one. Shuttle needs to go for that diffuser plant right here, right now, but he's the only man alive. Could not deal with a Maestro. And round number 4 will go the way of Obey, and somehow it turns into a 2-2 as we head into round number 5. Our last one with Obey on the defense, and they're going to go for Bedroom. Ladies and gentlemen, it is 2018 Season 8 of Pro League, and Bedroom is being played.
Here we go.
Here on Clubhouse.
I am not a big fan of this bomb site. Yeah, I think it's better than Bar, but with the way they've been playing Arsenal?
But here's the thing. So you were casting the ESL Italia tournament the last weekend, right? Mm-hmm. You got to see plays on Clubhouse.
A lot of Bedroom.
And what was the main thing that you spotted was the biggest flaw in the defense of Bedroom and what you saw at least last week?
So what I saw that I think was, seeing a lot of cash in Bedroom. Teams would tend to give up the other side. So if they were playing Bedroom, they would give up cash and construction way too easily. Same with if they were playing cash, they would give up Bedroom and construction way too easily. The problem with Bedroom is there's so many flanks. You've got the window that leads into construction. You've got the trash wall that leads into construction. You've got the windows on both the bedroom and the gym. You've got the hot tub wall that could get blown up as well. The only upside is now you don't have the gym hatch on the roof, but there's still a hatch on the office side. That is so many angles of approach that I feel it's so hard to defend it unless you defend it from outside for the most part and hold angles as best you can.
And speaking of the outside, you see some of the hatches do not exist anymore. Like that gym hatch, the roof does not exist anymore. Your second one that leads in as well into the CCTV does not exist anymore. The one in the back of the office, it still is here, but it's been moved a bit to the back, so you don't really have the complete angle on anybody that's playing in construction.
Now this is something I saw a lot over the weekend as well, is people playing that deployable shield where my man is, trying to use it to fight the gym window. It almost always resulted in the defender dying down the line. So you have the Zofia, for example, that can take out that deployable shield. You have the grenades from Sledge. Plenty of ways to take care of that deployable shield. And then that just becomes a long alley of death. Yeah, you can open up the wall from bedroom into gym, which most will do to try and defend the gym. But then people just come in from construction once they're able to take that, once they're able to use the windows and trash wall to push in. They have so much access to this room. And there we go, the ADS is burned. He's going to bounce it. He's actually practiced that bounce to take out that deployable shield. Unfortunately, fails to do so in this case, and there it goes. It's taken a while here. He'll get it eventually, I swear. But again, this is, I mean, maybe it's the battery stopping it here, but there goes Jacuzzi Wall, and that is going to be a problem. Again, too much access for attackers. I'm just not a fan of this site.
Alrighty then. Well, Chala, already seen the Claymore that was set up on the side. It seems like SSG completely forego their initial plans and trying to come on in here to drone in through the stock and try to play back up onto the site from the side stairs. But Sky's on the pulse, so it's just a bit of an odd combo.
Yeah, I like this part of the defense, though.
Yeah, plays around on the bar here, goes around the pool table. There's quite a few places where you can play Ring Around the Rosie against your opponents. Chala will move on up here to the cash room, and this is a much better way of attacking than just coming in through the windows.
Rampy taking a little damage. They did. This is perfect. They're really using these soft destructors of Rampy to open up a lot of access walls because they're not reinforcing everything.
Drone will get taken out as Rampy is still in construction. They're going to have to deal with the one player in offense. That's Adam on the Legion. Can pull back and set up a goo mine, but you already see the roamers downstairs. The Pulse plus the Bandit will try to rotate around. As there we go. They got the spot on the goo mine. Take it out. There's still 2 impacts available for Adam, but with 50 seconds left on the clock, you got to make something happen here. Rampy almost getting the angle there.
The
goo mine. He just throws a goo mine. It's like, yeah,
come on. Oh, there we go.
Come into Bosco as he's looking. What? No, Rampy! There you go. Finally connects to get the kill on Adam, and that's now the Legion that's been taken out. Shuttle will have to come in, as now he faces the full brunt force of the Bandit and the Pulse, and my man will make it happen here, but the Diffuser's been set, and Redeemer will get a kill here. Benji will go down. They found that hallway entrance that you were talking about, and now that Hall of Death has definitely been set up. 3 players left for Obey Alliance, but Space Station can just play on the roof and play as far away as humanly possible. Though, definitely don't want to see what happened in the previous round when it was an attack onto the... there you go. Onto the cash room. Bosco will go down. No, they have to peek in for the last
there we go.
Before they can stick it. My man will go down. C4 thrown right into the 2 of them. Skies will make it happen, but he's got no time. Obey will lose the round of the attackers taking it. What a beautiful C4 as they stack up perfectly at the end for Skies. He didn't think he'll be getting the 2 out of it at the end, but you know what? Valiant effort, that's for sure.
That has to be the round with the most awkward moments so far.
The whole thing played out exactly as you explained it, Devin.
Yeah.
Once that hallway was cleaned up, the gym kind of turns into, you know, free real estate. Just come in, plant, and just play outside the window. What can you do? You can't really deal with them. And the fact that they both stacked up for the C4 to eat them up.
He looked at it too, like, it's another one of those at this moment they knew sort of moments right there. As he just looks at it and goes,
oh boy.
This round's over.
I think you're giving production ideas at this
point. I try not to, mostly just Ubisoft ideas, but either way though, it didn't win the round. And that's the thing is like, yeah, it padded Skies' stats, but with so little time left, it did not matter. It made for a funny moment though.
That's for sure.
Along with the one where he just stared at the Legion's head.
Oh boy.
All right, well, we switch sides now and go to Cash.
It's getting late in
Attackers
the
need to
U.S.
locate
right
I know.
bomb.
It sure is. It is getting a little frantic for these guys, but it's been very neck and neck. I gotta admit, there's been a lot of very strange round ends between these two, as this is the first time really kind of feeling out Clubhouse for NA. We are gonna see finally though, SSG on the defense. Their Redeemer foregoing his Echo, gonna go with the Maestro instead. Probably better than playing
Good
Legion, which he has not been. I don't think he's been that great on Legion, so I'm glad to see him at least pick a different alternative.
Surprisingly enough, he's playing with the Keratos, the 357 Magnum, instead of the 410 Judge. We've been seeing
Well.
quite a bit of plays with that, because obviously shotgun secondary means that you can set up certain walls that you'd like to play through. It's a pretty sweet angle as well for the Evil Eyes. We keep seeing more strategies as we get through map after the other to see what teams are hiding. But
Yeah, it's not like Valkyrie Kims where there's like a million different spots from which you can't throw them, but there's certainly creative ideas that'll be coming out. We haven't seen even a lot of bulletproof cameras yet, and there's plenty of opportunities for those.
yeah, there've been a few teams that have experimented with the bulletproof camera, but it hasn't really been a staple of any specific team just yet. As you know, we just enter our technically our third play day, third play week. But very efficient here from Obey, immediately realizing that they have an entryway into the hallway here into the bedroom. They got that cleared out, and funnily enough, we see Benji on the Jackal, an operator we have seen so little of so far in the season. It is insane, and I understand why. They want to deal with any potential late round roamers that we're talking about, Devin. And you know what? This is the perfect way to do it. Keep the Jackal alive, and you get smokes, you get Inox, you get the C7E, you get shotguns, a shotgun secondary as well. He's got it all.
I like the use of the Thatcher there. They're hitting both of the walls, which is going to get a lot of the utility out of that room, just because that room itself isn't super big, but it doesn't matter because the Bandit
Still have an
again.
opener.
Yeah, it's still got quite a bit of it. No, it did not work out the way they wanted.
All right, well, that's an angle. It's a bit of a trickier angle to deal with, even if you're on the attack, because they'll have the defenders will have a point of view all the way to the end of the bedroom. And funnily enough, because we're playing here in Cash Room, construction is not really reinforced, which means the buck can just come on in.
Hello. They are still not bringing the diffuser towards the actual bomb site. My man, with a long flank there. Not sure who he's expecting to find here unless Jackal is pinging someone, which we're not seeing just yet. Benji just actually holding a hard angle instead.
We'll see how long he holds it. Contesting for the world record against Vitality. And my man coming in from the blue stairs.
Oh,
Here the Jaeger,
works.
and there you go. Perfect. Chala will
Wow.
go down. My man times it perfectly here for the kill on the Jaeger. Puts Obey Alliance an extra man up. That's the advantage for them. The Maestro is still on the site, however. And the Mute Jammers plus the Bandit batteries are making it a bit more difficult, though. The smoke only has one shotgun shell left.
No.
Redeemer on the floor, taken out. Even being a 3 armor is not enough to save you here, as he is down. Skies will get a kill on Rampy. That's 2. Thinking Nade and Shuttle last alive, but 2 seconds left on the clock. Thinking Nade will get 1 here, but they need to put that diffuser down on the floor. Unfortunately, well, there you go. It'll come in. Thinking Nade will have to contest the stairway, but doesn't find him. He only spots his teammate that's down on the floor, unable to give him information. Shuttle will peek on in as he fires into the office.
Wow.
Finds the kill somehow on the jump out. Adam getting the kill on Shuttle, though.
The bait.
Finally, my man will get the kill on Redeemer. Thinking Nade last man alive as he gets 1 on my man. Still has to deal with the second, and Adam can time this perfectly here. Just plays in the back, but can we see the upset yet again? He's gonna try to stick the diffuser here. Thinking Nade makes it happen. Does he have enough time? This is so close for Thinking Nade. Trying to stick, and it should be just enough for the defense as Space Station Gaming grab round number 6. Again here, pulling an Obey.
The diffuse moments we have seen in this matchup have been phenomenal.
This is absolutely fantastic, and it's shown both teams are neck and neck. And, you know, we're talking about this whole day today. This game is a very important match.
Yeah.
A very important match because it is the showcase of completely different play styles against one another. And right now, Space Station are definitely in the lead. and you try to put a pulse on what's happening with Obey, what do you see?
I
Dr.
see them
Emza.
just not closing out rounds. They've had so many close ones, so many opportunities. I actually even feel like it should be 5-1 because we had the one round that just barely didn't work for SSG. It's just, it again is so many close rounds down to 1v1s, down to those weird clutch moments, down to Sky C4ing 2 people for no benefit, unfortunately, at the end. It is just, it is down to those final seconds every single time, and it is not working out for Obey. And it's so odd to me to see the 2 people, as I mentioned, that I did not expect to be the key players showing up. And the rest of the team, these are big names. Skies, Adams, Bosco. These people should be showing up so strong. Because they're not, that's why it's down right now. If they were showing up to the level I normally expect for them, I think we would see a tie right now. And because they're not, because these small clutch moments by players like Thinking Nade, for example, and a few well-played moments by Chala especially, it's so close. I mean, Rampy, even with the lowest amount of kills, still with 3 assists.
Kills all the way to the side of Obey, something you 100% expect, knowing their play style. However, it seems like strategy is winning over pure
and timing.
Power. Yeah, just the timing, the knowledge, everything when it comes to communication as well. No matter what, I want to see what really goes into the preparation for these 2 teams, because it really is a completely different mindset for each one of them.
And what I want to see is here, can SSG defend Arsenal? Because we saw Obey try 3 times and only successful 1 of those times. If SSG can be far more successful on Arsenal, I think we could see this closed out at a 6-2, 6-3 scoreline, just off of SSG being able to close out all of their rounds with successes, even if it's a little sloppy, a little funky at the end, a little bit just due to good or lucky timing, maybe. Benji, again, going to be on that Jackal. We didn't see a lot come out of it last time. I feel like what you said about Jackal was absolutely true. And it just did not, there was no payoff for it. He was not catching any footprints, and the footprints stay so long you could practically catch people reinforcing hatches like a minute in the round with how long the footprints are around, and he's just not looking for them. He's not letting the drones bring him into places where he can catch them, and he's letting the roamers just kind of hang out while he's holding angles on the site itself. Just seems like a misuse of Jackal, not that he's not still getting frags and doing his job otherwise.
Well, Bosco will come in expecting possibly someone here on the stockroom, the blue stairs. Well, nobody's in here in the storage garage. Bosco will just come on in, and as we say that, get spotted for just a second. Of course, Chala,
there we go.
Space Station, playing on the Ella, and you know what? Gets spotted downstairs as the Ella will run on back. Thatcher throwing in his EMP. Second one will get thrown in as well to take out any utility that's been set up by Rampy or by Chala. My man, still upstairs. We haven't really seen much buck play around here in the kitchen because it seems like Armory is not really the site that anyone's been going for in this matchup.
No, it definitely did not work out most of the time at all for Obey. I mean, again, those were some of those close 1v1s towards the end, but it has been, I think some of that's just due to the operator bans and them not being used to how to play this. Also, the late roam's just not happening.
All right. My man setting up his drone here up on the kitchen hatch just to get information on the rotations of the players that are playing playing on the site for Space Station Gaming. Chala will set up as well here to contest the blue stairs, but no, Bosco's ready for him as he turns around and gets the kill. Though that's 1-man advantage, but second gas canister will get thrown in right in the middle. A lot of damage done by Shuttle as he gets 1 kill on Bosco. Second one will come the way of Thinking Nade to eliminate 1 complete side here. The Fuser will get denied with 2 seconds left on the clock, but they spray right into him. Redeemer will get 1 and kills the second. Adam down on the floor for Obey. Space Station Gaming with 5 rounds up. They guarantee 1 point at the end of the day, and they are 1 away from a victory against Obey Alliance. We head into round number 8 here to have a 5-2 scoreline.
Here's the question mark. What's their third bomb site? They defended the other 2 successfully. Benjamin it will be. No one even wants to go to the bar anymore. All that time they spent revitalizing the bar just made it completely undesirable. Unfortunate, but nonetheless, it is interesting to see these bedroom defenses. I would like to see SSG with a little bit more creative defense in it, or be able to hold a little bit more secure without having to play so completely off site. But again, I think it's very hard. Maybe they just need a bit more of a defense centered around office, but it's just you get isolated by the stairwells when it comes back to those retakes and having to play off site. And because of that, if they take control of construction, I feel like your only recourse is if you can retake cash room and come out from that cash window behind them. You know, we used to see that all the time, right? People jump out cash window, or they will take advantage of the cash window to shoot people hanging outside. I feel like that is the saving grace of this bomb site. If you can let them either stop them from getting cash control, or just let them move away from cash and get from behind. But you've got to be able to lurk. You see those long lurks from below, from the basement. You almost have to come up there from even maybe the blue stairs, creep your way up cash stairs. It's a long walk, though, to make that happen, but I think that is one of the few things you can do to absolutely counter those pushes on those gym and bedroom windows.
Definitely, it's a long
Castle
way.
will help.
It's a long way. It's a long way up here. You see both windows that'll get castled. I wonder when the third one will be set.
10 seconds to go.
The Thinking Nade will box himself in.
All right, well, this is...
Bulletproof camera being brought.
5 seconds left.
This is better. I like this.
Where does he set up the bulletproof camera? That's what I'm really excited to see here. Is he does still have it in his back pocket. This is definitely a very impressive back pocket to be fit in, to be fitting in a bulletproof camera. There you go. Makes a lot of sense here. We talked about this previously when we had this site where this is the hallway of death. Well, once you have the camera in this position, you have an angle on players that are playing outside, and also protects you from... This is why you see 2 castle barricades that are set up here as well.
They definitely want to make sure that once that finally gets open, they can see through it and still use it to their own advantage. But I like the fact that you can only shoot bulletproof cameras from the side for the most part, right? One of those sides is pretty much against a wall. The only other way to shoot it is then if you come out of office and top of the stairs. Yeah, both very risky propositions. So they've actually made it... there we go. That's the window I'm talking about. If Chala can use that late in the round, that could be very bad for Obey.
And just making sure that it's opened early on puts Obey on a bit of a fear train, because they don't know if there's going to be a quick peek against them at any point in time during the round here. But Redeemer at least get the spot on Bosco playing outside. Benji spraying in. Here's breaching charges, only bringing the smoke grenades. And this is why you see the bulletproof camera that was brought in as well in that death hallway, the gym hallway, because it can see through smoke.
I think it's notable that Bosco's also bringing the Blackbeard, something we talked about in the past, that he was the one to help pioneer the idea of bringing the DMR on Blackbeard. And he's a very, very good Blackbeard.
Oh, Chala, what a shot through the soft wall.
Track that.
He takes down Benji. Huge kill here for Spacestation. Now, a lot of damage done to Redeemer on the Pulse, but that is a huge frag early on.
Oh, I love this.
These preset angles.
Chala.
What is that? Spacestation Gaming definitely looking for the frags in this final round. And of course, taking down the Jackal destabilizes Obey so much, because now they have to fear late match rotations. But my man, well done. Taking down Redeemer, removing the Pulse, and removing a C4 off of him. As now he just takes control of the office. Well, the Legion finally spotted, and Adam seems like his glasses aren't really too well set today, but there you go. Thinking Nade will still get another one on my man, turning it into a 3v3. This round is definitely getting out of control.
They got to kill Chala. I mean, if he's able to just play the way he's been playing this round, it's going to be a problem. Look how much effort they're spending just watching Cash Room. They do not have control here. And because of that, if Thinking Nade can stay alive through this and they can keep man advantage, it's 22 seconds left to plant, and Skies dies jumping in with the diffuser.
Shuttle gets the kill here. I wonder if they still have the bulletproof camera set in the hallway, as Shuttle gets another one with Thinking Nade on the last on Adam. They all run right into their line of fire, and Spacestation Gaming take down Obey Alliance. Impressive plays from SSG, I have to say. I was expecting this game to be a bit closer than what it is, but SSG even, Thinking Nade on. Of course, Lycan wasn't playing, so our intro was a bit off. However,
sorry, Lycan.
It seems like the changes from Obey helped when it comes to kills, with my man himself getting a ton on the board, but kills in Siege are not enough. And, it's been shown before, it is shown in this matchup. Support play and strategy comes first. Your information